Bob, I wanted to ask you about your involvement in the community foundation. I wanted to,
The Jacksonville Community Foundation.
yes, I wanted to ask about
It's
you know,
not
your
called
involvement.
the Community Foundation of Northeast Florida, I believe. They just
Just
changed the name.
its name.
Okay.
Let's see,
Tell
the
me about
Community
your involvement.
Foundation. In the late 80s, a good friend of mine named Tom McGee, who was one of Jacksonville's greatest citizens and community leaders and wonderful guys. What a great man, Tom, and what a philanthropist. He gave so much to so many people. Tom was a wonderful human being. And Tom had started the Community Foundation in Jacksonville 5 or 7 or 8 years before, and it had never gotten off the ground. It was small, had a small number of donors and participants, and it wasn't serving the community, and it wasn't very well known. And
Well, why did you start it? What was it? What was this?
well, the focus of the Community Foundation is, St. Vincent's has a foundation, the university has a foundation. People have their private foundations. This is a community foundation, serves everybody, serves the community. It's our foundation, and it serves donors who want to put their money there and have it managed there, and all the everything that goes with managing money in one place, and then distributed to the community in the way the donor wishes it. Some people, they give it to the community endowment. You know, Jacksonville has a community endowment, just like JU has a university endowment. The community has an endowment at the Community Foundation, and these carefully chosen trustees see that the revenue and the income from that endowment is distributed in the community in ways that are extremely beneficial. I wouldn't want to live in a city today that didn't have a community foundation. But Tom McGee was the founder of it, and he was one of my best friends, and he came in my office one day and said, "I'd like for you to be chairman of the Community Foundation." And I said, "I don't know what it is. I can't even spell endowment. What do you mean?" You know, it was one of those things. And he said, "Well, I'll teach you." And so he's, you know, it's like Jack McCormick saying, "Go to St. Vincent's." Tom McGee says, "You have to come here." Well, I thought I'd find out, see what it was like. And so I went to my first board meeting, and I was elected chairman because Tom wanted out. And
Why did he want out?
well, he was tired, and it wasn't growing the way he thought it would grow. And he told me that it was my job to get it to grow.
So he
And-
saw that leadership
No, I don't
in
know
you.
what he saw. He saw somebody who wouldn't say no, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And so I went over there, and it needed leadership beyond the volunteer leadership, and I found that out after a couple of years, and then we had a search for an executive director that really understood community foundations, and that's when I hired Andy Bell to come in and be the president of the Community Foundation, and he moved here to Jacksonville from Winston-Salem. I'll tell you, it points out something important. When you're a leader, you have the responsibility to hire and fire. Fire is a terrible word, but it's no worse than hiring, because here I was, I'd had interviewed 14 candidates for this job before Andy. But when Andy came down here, I knew he was the real thing. He had experience at Winston-Salem. He had the desire and the ambition and the excitement in him to do a good job and to run a community foundation like Jacksonville's. But I knew that if I hired him, I was uprooting his family from Winston-Salem, and they were happy up there. They were North Carolinians, and he had kids that he had to bring with him, and he left his own family up there. I was uprooting them to come down here and take a chance on Jacksonville. So when you hire somebody, it's a great responsibility to you when you hire them, because you're changing their life, hoping that it'll be good and successful. So you have to really be careful when you hire people and uproot them. You don't want to screw up somebody's life. The same thing's
Right.
true when you let people go. You wanted to do it in a way that doesn't destroy their lives. If they don't fit for you, they might fit for someplace else, and that's your hope. And so, anytime you're changing somebody's life for better or worse, you really have a responsibility to think about it and be careful, because both sides of that equation of leadership responsibilities, and both sides are important.
Has it been easy for you to be able to identify the qualities in a person that you hired that you would bring into an organization and show their leadership skills? Has that been easy?
Well, never easy, and it's always careful, and it isn't perfect. There have been some mistakes, and you feel terrible about mistakes when you change somebody's life and their circumstances. Most of the time they've been really good, though. Most of the time I've been blessed by having surrounded myself in almost all situations with really good people, better than I am, and that's the only way you're going to get better, is to have better people. And they're out there. In my case, there's a lot of them better. But this is true of hiring people. You want to hire people that will reflect favorably upon everything you're trying to do.
Right.
And Andy was perfect. And the Community Foundation, since that time, has grown by leaps and bounds. And today we have the largest community foundation in Florida. And Andy made a great selection when he was president. He and the board selected Nina to come in, and Nina Waters to come in and be president. And she went through a couple of years of training and getting involved, and she's outstanding.